Good evening, morons. Before we get started today, I gotta make sure that my dog does not have cancer. Just a second. No cancer. Here, morons. It's Victor for the Give Me Flake Man channel. And I'm wearing my Pink Floyd t-shirt, which was originally priced at 3,800 yen, which is about, I don't know, 38 bucks. And for some bizarre reason, it was only 315 yen. So yeah, clothes in Japan can be super cheap. But you know what saddens me? There was apparently a couple of price downs here. You know what saddens me is that, oh yeah, before that it was 1,575 yen, which is $15. And then before that it was priced down like 3 times. The original price was 3,900, 2,500, 1,500, now 315. They priced it down, and what I'm thinking is, it's a great shirt. I mean, it's nice, it's thin, you know. And it's got Pink Floyd on it. But you know what saddens me? I hope this doesn't make funny noise again like last time. What saddens me is that the thought that maybe it's cheap because nobody knows who the hell Pink Floyd is, and that would be sad, wouldn't it? I mean, and maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, who the hell's Pink Floyd? And if you are, you've just made me sad. So anyway. Yeah, so, but clothes can be cheap in Japan. You can find really cheap stuff. They have, of course, Uniqlo here, and a lot of cheap places now. They've just opened up a Blue Navy here. There's no, I don't think there are any Abercrombie and Fitch stores, but I do see a lot of people wearing that stuff, the A and F, everywhere, and they do order them, so they're very popular with Japanese. However, nobody really knows about that. You know, I guess you guys heard about the scandal that only cool people can wear that. I gotta tell you, I think I went into one of those stores and I don't think I could find anything in my size. No, that wasn't that store. It was another, and my wife reminded me it was a different store, but I thought it was that store. It was one of those stores where, you know, everything's kind of expensive and fashionable, and, you know, I just feel slightly uncomfortable because I just know that they know that I'm not cool enough to be in that store. So I'm the kind of guy who has to, oh, still smells new. I'm the kind of guy who has to who wears you know, t-shirts of bands that no longer exist. I think one of the guys just died too recently the other day. Anyway, today's drink. Let's get to today's drink. Today's drink is sponsored by Joe, the crippled guy. Oh, I shouldn't say that, right? Crippled. Sorry. The guy in a wheelchair. That's accurate. And he's cool. I like him, Joe. But you know, he looks just like the American Dad guy. You ever notice that? That's kind of weird, right? And of course by teachers. And today I'm just going to be answering a few of your emails and asking you to help me answer some of those emails. The first one is a tough one. Well, no, the first one comes from I'm going to say his name, Ken Tanaka. Ken Tanaka emailed me. We're friends. We don't talk as much as we used to because he's busy. Good for him. And I'm busy. Good for me, right? But he told me he's going to be on Japanese TV with Takeo doing some interviews on the beach. And he wanted me to tape it for him, but he couldn't figure out when it was actually going to be shown. And the name of the show is Sekai-sama Resort. Sekai-sama Resort. So if anyone knows where that is, and you can link me to it, please PM me. So please help me help you, and help Ken Tanaka. And it was his brother who emailed me. Okay, the next one comes from a guy named Ronald, who's in North Carolina or South Carolina. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm really surprised they split up, but anyway. Okay, I use a Mac, in case you don't know yet, or you should know. I'm a Mac guy. I'm a Mac fanboy, yay! You know, fanboy. I like Macs. I don't know, see how that's a fanboy. It's not like I don't get erections when I use my Mac, right? Unless there's something on the monitor, but excuse me, ladies, for speaking so bluntly, but only like 25% of you ladies, so and you're all cool, but and if you're a lady, please leave a comment, and tell me what you're wearing. Okay, just kidding. Born in New Hampshire, lives in North Carolina, 30-ish male. Okay, he gives me all the information that I asked for. He's more information than I need. He's got Clearwire 4G WiMAX internet. I don't know what that means. Anyway, he wants to know how he can get Japanese language compatible keyboard for use with a US type laptop. I want to be able to type Japanese into various programs. When I have a default input language switch, see attached photo, in Windows 7 set to Japanese, my current keyboard does not work, even though the Japanese, even into WordPad, Open Office Writer, Notepad. I don't know any of these programs, so if anybody can either write comments or send me something to send to him or make a video, that would be best, then please help us. Help me help him. Anyway, and maybe other people have the same problem. He says he's tired of using Google Translator. So if I was able to type in Japanese, it would help me learn Japanese fonts. Help me learn Japanese fonts show up. Medio, for example. As I want to communicate in Japanese with Japanese people on YouTube, Facebook, etc. The keyboard at Tiger Direct is the only Japanese English keyboard I could find. What do you think? My dog keeps going up and down the stairs like she's crazy. Hey, what do you want? There she is. Can you see her back there? There she is. Coming in, laying down. Okay, and he tells us it was. You know what? I'll put this in the description if anyone can figure out how to help this guy. And then he says at the end, if you want to be disturbed, go to the theater and watch the movie Purge. And I do want to be disturbed. Thank you for noticing. I got to tell you though, the most disturbed movie I ever saw was a movie called Happiness, and it's not very big at all, but it's about many stories happening at the same time. You know, like an episode of Friends or something, I guess. But one of our friends in this movie is a pedophile that you end up feeling sympathy for, which is a really disturbing thing to feel, right? You're probably going to say, "Oh, I can never feel sympathy for a pedophile." Well, the way the director very successfully got me to feel even pity for this poor son of a bitch. Yeah, so that was disturbing to feel that way. Yeah, and there was also some masturbating scenes that really disturbed me. So, yeah. And if you think of, anyway, let's get off that subject. But The Purge, I haven't seen it. If anyone knows anything about it, let me know if you think it's good. That's the first question. The second one is kind of a very interesting and useful question. Question comes from Saskia, which is an interesting name. Anyway, I can't say it. Saskia. He wants to know, he heard that in the Tohoku area, only 30% of the 23% of houses, of all private houses, were insured against earthquakes. And he wants to know if I have earthquake and tsunami insurance. I do have earthquake insurance. So if you're a hater and you're going to throw an earthquake at my house, too bad, I'm completely insured. Though I'm not insured against tsunamis. But we're so far inland that it'd have to be a really big tsunami. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I do have insurance against earthquakes. I don't know what it costs. I pay a lot. I got insurance up the butt. Not literally. My up the butt is not insured. Next question comes from someone called Burr, which is kind of cool. I would like to know what you think about the strict internet piracy laws Japan has, namely the jail time punishment for uploading and downloading copyrighted material and strong cyber police. You know, I guess they're strong. I don't know. I currently use something called Cuevana. What is it? TV. Cuevana TV. Cuevana.tv, and it's a Spanish site. I don't know where it's located, but everything's in Espanol. And I'm from what I understand of the laws, I did read the laws in Japanese, and I did a video on it, which I guess I'll try to remember to link in the description. If I forget, someone tell me. And according to the internet laws, yeah, you cannot download stuff like using those what are they, BitTorrent stuff, which used to be okay, and I guess I hypothetically I may have used that in the past, though I don't admit anything. But you can't do those anymore. You can't download anything to your computer anymore. That's basically the rule. However, Cuevana and there are many other sites where you can watch things live and streaming, and apparently that's not illegal as long as you don't download them to your computer. And I'm watching Mi Novio es un Zombie, which in English is entitled Warm Bodies, with the wonderful Nicholas Hoult. I also saw his Jack the Giant Slayer movie, which I kind of enjoy. I enjoyed. I don't know why I got such terrible reviews. They didn't make enough money, but even if a movie costs $18 million or let's say $200 million and it makes $201 million, they call it a failure, but it still made $1 million. It's still a lot of money, right? I mean, I know they want to make more, but whatever. So I'm watching that, and you got to install a little software on your computer, but it's no hassle. It's completely hassle-free. It takes a while to load up, depending on whatever you're using on there. You'll see if you're interested. But if you guys know of any good sites where you can watch movies online or TV shows online, please let me know. I'd love to share that information. You can PM me or put it in the description, or put it in the comments, and I'll put it in the description. You can't get to the description. That's my territory. Okay. That groin area. I forgot to drink some of Joe here. Oh, that's nice. Kind of smooth, but a little bite at the end there. Anyway, that's the next question. So what do I didn't answer. What do I think about that? I think, I don't know, you might think, you know, I'm just an ass kisser, but I think that we do have to, I like movies, you know, I want them to keep making movies. So I sometimes worry that I feel bad that, you know, we don't pay for some movies, but honestly, there's some movies I would never pay for, but other movies that I would, you know, or some movies that I can't, you know, I would go with my wife, except she doesn't want to go because she doesn't like zombie movies. For example, I love zombie movies. I love The Walking Dead. What do I think about that? I think, okay, I think some of it's screwed up. I want to say, because I'll give you an example. I have The Matrix, okay, the original Matrix on the American video, okay. Then I bought it again with Japanese subtitles, okay. So I bought it in Japan. I bought one in America, bought one in Japan. Then it came out on DVD, and I bought that again on DVD. So I ended up buying 3 copies of the same movie and paying for copyright each time. You know, a big chunk of that's just copyright because the disc is worth nothing. It's like, you know, 25 yen or whatever. And the, you know, the cassette I'm talking about, the old VHS, right? VHS, right? So is that fair? You know, no, I don't think so. So yeah, sometimes we get screwed by that, but at the same time, I think people leaking the first Wolverine movie all over the net. That was bad. They shouldn't have done that. I went out and actually saw it in the movie theater. So movies that I care about, I do my best to try to see them in the movie theater or buy the DVDs. And you guys have seen my school. We've got thousands of DVDs. But you know, I don't know. What does my opinion matter? I think there should be laws against piracy, and you shouldn't be copying things and selling them to people. I think that's bad. But if it's on the internet and you can get to it, I don't think the police should do anything about it. They should be targeting those sites and trying to shut them down. And if they can't, then we should be benefiting off their ineptitudes. Okay, that's what I think. And yeah, you shouldn't really go to jail. Oh, I prefer to keep my name anonymous. Sorry, man. I don't know if I'll have time to edit this. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, I'll try. Okay. Next question comes from a guy who's 18 years old from Scotland. And he says, my plans are to travel and perhaps maybe stay for a long period of time in Japan. I just finished my first 4 years of university, and I've been doing well with my grades, almost straight A's, and nobody cares about your grades. Getting a job in Japan, nobody cares about your grades. No offense, but nobody cares. But good for you. I mean, good that you're trying. I think a lot of Japanese universities, you getting in is hard, but once you get in, it's like you just not skid by, float by, skim by, no, you know, cruise by. What's the word? Coast by, coast through. I don't know. It's easy. It's easy. And like Harvard, I heard it's hard as hell to get into Harvard, but once you get in, it's pretty easy, right? Okay. He says, I have a very little Japanese knowledge, but I'm learning it slowly. Will I be able to enjoy a holiday without being an obnoxious tourist, or will I need some definite areas of vocabulary to avoid that? You know what? You can come to Japan with no Japanese and you'll be fine. You'll find someone who knows enough. You'll be able to ask enough questions. So don't worry. You literally, I know guys who've lived here for longer than me, 25, 30 years, who speak like almost nothing. They just know money. They know how to say money. Like, ichiman is 10,000 yen, right? They can do the money, so that's it. And, you know, and a few other, you know, they know dirty words, for example. The guy goes on to say, also my course is titled Computer Games Technology and specializes on the mathematics and physics behind computing. Would this give me any chance of perhaps making my year-long stay worthwhile in terms of a job? Yeah, maybe. You know, if it's all connections, and some companies are interested in hiring foreigners, some of it just for the cachet of having a foreigner, or because they're thinking of having him help them do business with other countries, and especially like reading letters and emails and stuff. Though a lot of companies in Japan are doing their best to get everyone to speak English, and some companies offer bonuses if you get a certain. I used to work at a company where I used to teach at a company where the employees will get a bonus if they got over 900 yen on their TOEIC, for example. I mean, they get a bonus at each level. Like if you get 600, you get this much, you know, increment on attached to your, or tacked on, added to your salary. And of course, the highest was like 900. If you got over 900, then you get I think 40,000 yen extra a month, which is a lot. You know, that's a big increase, right? But of course, it didn't work because salarymen are basically, if salarymen who don't care about English are not going to care about English over money. The people are lazy, and a lot of them are overworked. So anyway, yeah, who knows why? But for whatever reason, it didn't really inspire anyone to learn English with any more sincerity or diligence. Okay, so yeah, you could get a job at one of those companies. Oh, and there's a big company here. I think it's called Rakuten, I believe, in which the law of the company is all memos must be done in English. And I think it's even somebody tell me if you know, I forget, but I think they even changed it this year. Now everybody at the company must speak English to everybody all the time. Is that possible? I doubt that's even true. And at high schools and junior high schools now, I've seen a few newspaper articles out recently in Japanese saying that all Japanese teachers will be are going to be forced to teach their English classes in English. Completely. No Japanese. You can't use Japanese to teach English anymore, even if you're Japanese. And a few of my students are actually teachers in high schools, and they're like, Victor, what are we going to do, man? We can't do that. How are we going to teach grammar if we can't use Japanese? You know? But I'm thinking just put it on handouts. Speak English in the class, but have handouts that explain the grammar, right? Anyway. Oh, yeah, and thank you, Mr. Scottish person, for giving me information about yourself. See, a lot of people say, hey, I'm 18. Can I get a job there doing this? Like, I don't know. Where are you from? You know, maybe you can get a working holiday visa. Check if your country has a working holiday visa. I don't know what countries have working holiday visas. I know England has one, Canada has one, Australia has one, New Zealand, I think, has one. America doesn't have one. That's all I know. I don't know about other countries, but maybe your country has a working holiday deal with Japan, so you guys can exchange students, you know, or young people. But you've got to figure that out. I can't, look it up. Really, Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, he's 18. He's got good grades, and he's passing his Japanese class and at the top of his class. So, David, good job. And please, well, I don't know, leave comments on my video because I answered your question. Let me see. I'm just going through the last few days. I just can't keep up with your questions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I'm sure I've skipped a bunch of questions. If I do skip your question and you really want an answer, just email me again and tell me, this is the third time I've emailed you. I had one guy who went crazy. He's like, I've emailed you 3 times. Fuck you. You think you're so cool because you got a YouTube channel. Yeah, dude, I just don't have time. Come on. It's midnight right now and I'm answering your questions because I feel bad. And I do appreciate all of your attentions, and, you know, the YouTube channel doing really well right now. And I'm not, you know, I knew you loved me, you know. I'm being appreciative, and I'm showing you my appreciation by doing these videos. They don't get that many views, but you know, I'm communicating with you. So okay, enough of that. Next question comes from a guy named Stevens, and he says, I'm a university in Curtin University, Australia. I'm studying Japanese among other things in the hope of eventually moving to Japan. However, the university is I remember this guy. He wants me to sign a petition. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll put a link to the petition in the description. Apparently, at his university, they're going to cancel the Chinese, Japanese, and Asian studies because they're all basically the same, right? Due to the belief that the popularity of these courses are not popular anymore, so they're going to cancel. So he wants me to sign a petition, so I will, and I'll put the link in the description. If you're from Australia and you care about, if you're a proponent of the Japanese language and you want to help this guy out, check the description and sign his petition. All right? And he says, sorry if this is annoying. I'm not annoyed. At least you're not asking me to like save people from third world countries, right? Okay. Next question comes from Jake. Jake says, hi, Victor. I love watching your videos, and I think you're awesome anyway. My name is Jake. I'm 22 years old, and I live in England. I would like to move to Japan and get a job, but I don't have a degree. But I have a diploma. I don't know what that means. Is that different? A diploma? A college diploma? Is it different? A high school diploma. I guess, that's what it means, right? In my mind, they're almost the same. Just one's right. Yeah, but I guess they're different, aren't they? High school diploma, okay, and I have about $3,000 in the bank. You know, if you're that age, you can get a working holiday visa and come over, and maybe someone will hire you, or you can, you can work your way into make connections and maybe find a job. But actually you can get a job on a working holiday visa. And if you're presentable, you know, if you're dressed decent and you don't have like a big tattoo of a dragon eating a lion on your neck or something, you know. I want to learn Japanese. I'm self-studying at the moment, but I'm a beginner, though I want to go to Japan and study Japanese. What do you think is the best way? You can always check the description. I have links to a friend of mine, like Ken, who has If you like anime, he teaches through anime, and it's a good beginner course, and it's pretty affordable too. So there are a lot of ways to just study Japanese, but yeah, you really gotta. I think paying kind of motivates you more. So anyway, let me see. And I'm a beginner, though I want to go to Japan to study Japanese. What do you think is the best way of doing it? Just moving out there and learning from everyday life, going to college. Dude, spell collage correctly. It's college, not collage. And I look forward to hearing you. Thanks. Okay. There are many ways to study Japanese. I'll tell you what I did. The first year in Japan, I grabbed a dictionary. I might even have it here somewhere, maybe. No, it's at school. Oh, yeah, it's here, actually. This is my first dictionary, so it's like over 22 years old. Okay. And I went through, and I don't know if you can see this over there, but I would like underline words in red. See? You see that? And, right? And I would just underline all the words in red or blue, depending on, if it was the first time it would be red or second time blue. I don't know. Anyway, I would go through and keep looking up words and study that way. And I marked the words in with a pen because I wanted to kind of kick myself every time I looked up the same word. Be like, you already looked up that word, you dumbass, you know. But I don't know if it really helped me remember them. But that's what I did, a dictionary. But I'll tell you what. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what, doing that, studying alone and just using a dictionary for the first year or so, and just a grammar book was not really the best way to go. I should have tackled the grammar early. And if I had it to do over, I would go back and go to school, or at least get a proper teacher who would teach me the grammar patterns early, because that's what I lack. So when I ended up going to school a year after I got to Japan, and the teachers they said, they gave me a test, and they said, well, you're a Shokyu student, which means you're a beginner. I'm like, I'm not a beginner. We're having a conversation in Japanese right now. You go, yeah, I'm a beginner? What do you mean I'm a beginner? I can read hiragana, katakana, and they were going to put me in the lowest level. And I'm like, oh, this is so boring. I'm just learning to say, onamae wa nan desu ka? What's your name? And nansai desu ka? And it was really, everyone was an eight. And I became such a nuisance that the teachers, they said, okay, we get it. You can talk, and nobody else can. So you can go to the next level. But you really got to work on your grammar, they told me. And I'm sure I've suffered even today, you know. Even like today, I was thinking, is it what is it? What was the word? To lose consciousness, which is ki ga ushinao or ki o ushinao. And I had to think for a second, and then I thought, oh yeah, it's ki o ushinao. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. Thanks for watching, guys. And we don't need no education.